Hello and welcome to Python for Beginners, Chapter 6. Now, if you haven't done so already, please go back and review Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, because we're building on this as we go. And if you don't understand the basics, you're not going to understand the parts going forward unless you already know Python. Now, this book is aimed at absolute beginners, so it's covering the basics. And today we're going to do some more of that. We're going to cover modules and packages. So in Python, modules are a powerful way to organize and reuse code. And a module is simply a file containing Python code. And it can include functions, classes, variables, and even runnable code. By using modules, you can make your programs more efficient and maintainable. And in this chapter, we're going to cover understanding the modules, how to use and import a module, creating your own modules, organizing your code into reusable modules, and packages, grouping related modules into a package for easier management. So it may sound complicated, but it's really not. So let's understand modules. Now, you've already used some modules. We used the random module, but we're going to use some others now and show you those modules. So in Python, modules allow you to organize and reuse code. And a module is just a Python file with a py extension. And it contains functions, classes, and variables. And Python comes with many built-in modules that you can use to extend the functionality of your programs. So to import a module, to use a module inside your program, you need to import it. And Python provides the import statement to bring a module into your program. So for an example, if you wanted to import the math module, so the math is the one that allows you to do all the complicated math functions. So we would simply just type import math, and then I can say print, and one of the math functions is square root, and I'm going to print the square root of 16, and I'm just going to run that for you just quickly so you can just see what it does. Literally just prints 4 because that's the square root of 16. So that's how you do square roots. Now you could write your own function for square root because you did your own function for squares, if you remember. So as long as you know how to calculate it from scratch, you could equally write your own function for that. All we did here was we imported the math module and we used its square root function to calculate the square root of 16. And you can also import specific functions or attributes from a module, so you don't have to import the whole module. And the reason you do that is because you don't want to make your programs bloated. So if I wanted to import just the square root function from math, what I can say is I use this keyword from, and then I say math, which is the module, import square root. So now all it's done is imported that function from the math module. And so you don't have to import everything. And to reference it, you use the module name dot the function name. So math dot square root, and you go from there. Now the built-in modules Python comes with, it's a big collection of built-in modules, all the things you could need for doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And so you don't have to install anything extra, it's already there. And those modules are part of the Python standard library. And they provide many useful features for tasks like handling dates, working with random numbers, which you already saw, performing mathematical operations, which is this one, and there's plenty more. And what you do to find a list of built-in modules, you can use the help function to get a list of all available modules in your Python installation. So you can literally type help modules, and that will show you what's there. Now I'm just going to close this one. So I'm just going to go here to my Python shell, and I'm going to type open the brackets, modules, close brackets. And then it's gathering a list. There's my list. And you can see it's a rather extensive list. Now, if you wanted to know something in specific, so it's a long list, but it's a quick way to explore the Python environment. And once you know the name of the module you want to explore, you can explore it further with the help or the dir function. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to import math, and then we're going to say help math. Remember, it's a function, so it has to be in brackets. And mine says squeeze text 306 lines. If I double click that, then it'll pop it all out. So here's the name is math and the description of it, and here's all the functions you can get from the math module. So that's super helpful in being able to understand what a module does, what the functions are, and then you can decide what functions you want to import. You have to import the module before you can use the help function to learn more about it. So if you don't import it and you try to do a help on it, it's not going to work. You have to say import and bring in that module. Now, how do you create your own module? So once you're familiar with the built-in modules, you can start creating your own to organize your code. And a module is simply a Python file, remember, with a py extension that contains functions, classes, and variables. And to create a module named my_module.py, we're simply going to do this. We're going to create a file. So let me go file new, back into the editor. I'm just going to give it my_module.py. That's just a comment. When you use the hash mark at the beginning, that's a comment line, remember? So just so that we know what it is. We're going to define a thing called greet, and we're going to expect name, and then we're going to just say print, and we're going to do it in the formatted print, hello, comma, curly braces, name. And now I can import that and use that module in another Python file. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to save it first as my_module.py. So I'm going to do that file, save as my_module.py. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to delete that, and I'm going to say import my_module, and then I'm going to say my_module. And remember, to get to the function, you need to use the my module part first with a dot, and then greet, and I'm going to pass it the name of Alice. And then I'm going to make sure we save this as something else. I don't want to overwrite my module, so I'm just going to save this as using modules. Okay, so now I'm going to run it. Just using F5, and here it says hello Alice. So what did it do? It imported my module. My module only has one function at the moment. It pulled that in, it used the greet function and passed it the name Alice. By creating your own modules, you can keep your code organized and reusable. And particularly if there's something that you want to keep, that's something that you're going to use in a lot of different programs, create a module of that and just import the module. So that makes it nice and easy. Now, package is a collection of modules that are grouped together in a directory. And packages allow you to organize large projects into multiple modules, making the code easier to manage. So creating a package is a way to organize multiple modules into a directory, and it allows you to group related modules together to keep your code organized. So a package is a directory that contains an __init__.py file. So I'm just going to type that out here just so you can see it. It looks like this: __init__.py file. And the init file is used to initialize the package. It can be left empty, or it can contain code to make the package easier to use. For example, we can use the init file to import commonly used functions from the modules in the package. And this allows you to access them directly from the package instead of needing to import the individual modules. So an example of creating a simple package is we would do this. First, I'm going to go to a directory, and I'm going to create a directory. You can name it whatever you like for this. So I'm going to call it my package. And then inside there, we're going to create an init.py and a greetings.py file. Then we're going to create the greetings.py module. I'm just going to open that in here. So our greetings is def greet name print hello name. And the greet function is simple. It just prints a greeting message. Then we're going to create the init.py file. So I'm going to open that one as well. And our init. So the my package directory holds your package, and the init.py will tell Python that this is a directory is a package. And then once we have this init.py file, we want to make it easy to use the greet function directly from the package. So to do this, we import the greet function into init.py. So clearly we just type from greetings import greet. The from.greetings import greet line makes the greet function available directly from the package. The dot before the greeting refers to the current directory, and my package is that current directory. So using the package, now you can use your package and the greet function in another Python file. So literally you can say import my package and then my package.greet Alice. And that's going to output the same thing, hello Alice. So I'm going to show you that real quick. So this is my package. I'm just going to change this program to do that. I'm going to say my package. And then this is going to be my package.greet. Get rid of that because I just typed that so you can see what it was. Now I'm going to hit F5. We'll run that. And there you can see it says hello Alice. So it successfully imported my package. So without the init.py file and the import statement, you'd have to access the greet function by importing mypackage.greetings and then calling mypackage.greetings.greet. And you can see how that gets convoluted very quickly. So by including the import in the init.py, you simplify how the user is going to interact with your package. The reason we import the greet function into the init.py files to make it easier for users of your package to access that function. So by doing this, you can import and use the function directly from the package without having to reference the greetings module specifically. For example, init.py structure is just going to import things into there. So creating packages, it helps organize larger projects, and using the init.py file allows you to control how the package is used. You can import functions or classes into init.py to make them easy to access from the package itself to simplify the user experience. Now, managing the package structure, as your projects grow, you can organize related modules into packages. Using packages makes it easier to manage large projects and avoid naming conflicts between modules. So that's the end of the chapter. And in this chapter, you learned how to import and use Python's built-in modules and to take a look and see what they are. I think that's important. To create your own modules and organize and reuse code. Now, you may not need to do that right away. And to group related modules into packages for easier project management. By leveraging modules and packages, you can write cleaner, more modular code and reuse it across different projects. And you're probably not going to do that until your code gets a bit bigger and you got a bit more to handle. But I just wanted to introduce the concept to you. In the next chapter, we're going to dive into file handling, where you're going to learn how to read and write to files. And that's a crucial skill for working with data in a real world application. So I look forward to making that chapter for you. If you enjoyed this one, give it a thumbs up. By all means, subscribe to the channel. Use your notification bell. That'll let you know when there's a new chapter out. Become a member here on the channel. Or you can just give us a super thanks if you want to do that. As far as the course is concerned, we're going to do every chapter. Now, I'm not always going to release them right away, but they will be in the playlist. So if it's not released, it may be in the playlist, might be worth checking. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you press the notification bell, and then you'll know when the next chapter is released. And then give this video a thumbs up. And let me know in the comments below how you're getting on with your Python journey. Thanks. I appreciate it. I look forward to making the next video.